Hey, Mark from Whole Latte Love. Got Morgan with me.
Hey everyone. Mark, what are we looking at today?
So we're going to look at some high-end, super automatic, one-touch espresso machines. We've got the Delonghi PrimaDonna, the Jura Impressa Z9, and the Jura J95. So they're all one-touch, super automatic machines, make a milk-based drink at the touch of a button, but a lot of differences here. So let's take a look. First of all is size. You can see that the Jura, the Delonghi, excuse me, is taller than the Juras, about 15 and 3/4 inches here, down to 14 inches on the Z9, and down to 13 and a quarter on the J95. So something to keep in mind if you've got those overhanging cabinets, especially when you realize that you have to get into things on top. So if you've got 18-inch cabinets, you're not going to be able to get this up until about here. On the Juras, 18-inch overhanging cabinets are going to be okay. One thing to keep in mind with the Juras, I love the way that the water reservoirs come off and how large they are. You don't have to pull them up and out. So under 18-inch cabinets are going to be fine with these. But back to the Delonghi, it's got a couple of things that are different about it. Number one, multi-user machine. So you've got 6 users on this machine. All the machines do come with a milk carafe. And you see the difference here. Both the Juras come with a 20-ounce stainless steel thermal insulated carafe. The Delonghi PrimaDonna comes with this, which has a stainless steel exterior and some plastic parts inside.
So the difference is you can, see how much milk you have
Yes.
in that Delonghi carafe.
You do have that.
So that's the benefit of that one. And on the Juras, they're thermally insulated, so your milk's going to stay cold a lot longer.
Correct. So what we have on the front here, a spout that you can get hot water or auto froth milk with if you wanted to do that. Now I don't believe many people will. So we take that off, put our milk carafe on. Another thing that's different about these machines, you can't get a 6-inch cup under the spouts on the Delonghi.
Right.
Over on the Jura, you get milk and espresso off of this spout, and you can get that. All the spouts are adjustable. Oh, so let's take a look at the exterior. On the Delonghi, it's predominantly stainless all the way around. Up top, the sides, metal here. Also up top on the Delonghi, an actively heated cup warming surface. So you can set this machine to come on at any time you'd like, and it'll automatically shut off as well. So you have it come on, an hour or so before you want to use it. Your cups are going to be nice and warm. On the other side here, this is the bean hopper. So our fresh whole bean coffee goes into here, and we've got 13 grind settings to use there.
Yeah, that's a lot of grind settings for a super automatic.
In the center, if you want a decaf and you've got some pre-ground, you can use pre-ground coffee right in here. It's called a bypass doser, and you don't lose your little scoop because it's got a nice spot for it there. But let's show you making a drink. So we're going to do a cappuccino here. I'm going to pull these spouts down a little bit. And right now we're in the blue user. Let's just take a quick look. So if you want to go to a different user, you could do it. You could select from any one of 6. So if you wanted to make a coffee here, you can select. Right now we're on short coffee. I can go up to a standard, long, extra long, and then my coffee. So this is the one that's programmable for that user. In addition to being able to program that one, you can program the milk-based drinks that are right here as well, and that's what we're going to do with the cappuccino. So you select size here, then you select your strength here. So right now, that's where you'd be for pre-ground, using pre-ground. I want mine really strong.
Go all the way up.
Go all the way up. And now we'll show you how the cappuccino gets programmed. So I just press the cappuccino button here. Yep, I got to get off. I'm on clean right here. So press our cappuccino button. And it's going to start, and now once in a second here, it should come up with program right here. So if I want to program, I press that button. You can say program quantity. So our milk's going to start coming out. And I'm going to adjust the froth here, which will mess up our drink, but I want you to see how the froth can be adjusted from next to no air. So we're just getting heated milk there, up to lots of froth in our drink. And that's the amount of milk I want, so I'm going to press stop. Now you hear that grinder running. Again, there's 13 settings on that grinder. So it's grinding our coffee. And it'll start putting the espresso in. So again, just so we understand, these 3 are programmable per user. Then when you're doing the coffees, there's just one coffee that's programmable. What you can't program is actual coffee strength. You have to kind of select that before you use it. or the length of those coffees that we saw in here. You can program the coffee lengths in here, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to press stop, and that is now programmed for the blue user.
So let's talk about the something little extra with the Delonghi PrimaDonna that no other machines that we know of come with.
One of your little favorites, right? Mm-hmm. So this is a chocolate carafe. So you put milk and you can put powdered chocolate shavings in there. You see it's got the little mixer in here, and it'll steam the milk and froth it and stir everything up. And Morgan, I know you've had the hot chocolate.
It makes an exceptional hot chocolate. So if you're into hot chocolates, this is a really great machine for that.
So you get done with it, then you've got a hot chocolate for the kids, grandkids, or yourself, if that's what you like.
Yeah.
Makes it really nice. And it just snaps right in. And again, this is all dishwasher safe as well.
That's right.
When you're done.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing. So we were in the cleaning function before we first put the carafe on, and you can see it's telling me to clean it. All these machines are very good about telling you when to clean out the milk sections, and that's very important. So I'm just going to do that, and you'll see that's going to put some steam and hot water through there, clean out the milk system. So that's kind of the Delonghi. Let's move over to the Juras now. So again, they have the stainless steel, thermally insulated carafes, but the real nice thing about these is the pretty pictures.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Love those.
Oh, and you can also, on the Impressa here, you can actually, let's go back there, to the Marc. So that's one that I have programmed completely for me, and I think there's a Morgan on here too. Mm-hmm. Yep. There it is. And there's yours, and yours is a taller one. Mm-hmm. So you get the icon that shows you that. So those are programmed. So you can select drinks right from here. So you've got these, you can also get hot water, and you see I've put my Marc right on the front menu there. Or you can select by the pretty pictures. So let's do a latte macchiato. So I'm going to go to the Latte Macchiato picture here and just press the center button. And now, something to notice. So we've got our coffee strength, the length of time that it's going to produce milk, and the volume of espresso that's going to go in there. And those are all programmable. And you can even program the temperature for each one, and you could program that volume. And you can do that in a menu or using a press and hold method where you just press the drink you want and it'll go into programming mode. Let's show you the adjustable froth. Again, this is going to mess up our drink a little bit. But so we can go from next to no froth to lots of froth. And I don't know what's programmed here, so I'm going to stop my milk here. And you can do that at any time. Now it's going to continue on and put our espresso in right through the same spout. And I do like the fun little lights that they do here.
Yep. And there's some amber lights that come out the espresso spout.
It just did a little interval to let the milk separate out a little bit so that we're going to get our nice layers in our drink that make it pretty. Some other things to keep in mind, we do have some passive cup warming up here just from residual heat from the machine. Not as hot as a Delonghi, but you do get some. See, there's our layering happening. And like I said, that was fine. So beautiful little drink.
Good.
Again, we talked about the water reservoir. All these machines will take a filter. I like how these come off on the Juras. We have our bean hopper back here.
Yeah, and then the grind adjustment next to that.
Grind adjustment here. Then we have the bypass doser here. Now in the Juras, generally when you open a bypass doser for your pre-ground coffee, you want that decaf, it's going to think you actually want to make one. So you're going to hear the machine try and make it and then quickly realize that I really don't have enough ground coffee in there and then just reset and do its thing. Let's see, so we've got coffee spouts here, so if you're just doing like a couple espressos, so I'm just going to start a couple here on this one so we can see what they look like, and we'll talk about some other stuff. If I wanted to, I can again select it from here, or I could do it from the front menu, and we'll do 2 espressi. So we push the button, and it's going to make them at 1.5 ounces, and again, that volume is programmable for every drink within the menus. Moving over to the J95, now this thing is just a beauty.
Yeah.
A little smaller. Carbon fiber front behind here. Again, it's mostly plastic. And then you've got something really unique. You've only ever seen this really on this machine. This is glass right here.
Yeah, so that drip tray is not going to get covered in scratches like some other ones will.
Yeah, some of the metal ones over time, they're going to get some scratches in them. This one's going to look good forever unless somebody's dragging diamonds across it. You have the same adjustable spouts and height here.
So same exact frothing
same
mechanism
frothing
there.
And then on this one also the same, you can do it by pictures. And I just love, Juras are so easy to use. When you go into a programming menu here, they're very straightforward. So you can do a rinse of the coffee or milk system from right here. It's also going to give you some indication as to how close you are to needing to do some cleaning or descaling. I really like that.
I do too. And it comes with some cleaning tablets, so they really have everything you need with this machine.
So here's where I just entered the expert menu here. So this is where you can actually program your drinks. So let's take a look at the cappuccino. So like I said, you can program volume, temperature, strength, and amount of milk right within a menu. Or you can just, if you press and hold when selecting that drink, you can program the amount of milk and coffee. And then you can also set an interval. I really wouldn't do that for cappuccino, but if you're doing a latte, you want the milk to settle out a bit to get the layers. You could set that there. And once you're happy, you just press the P button and you're back right to where you started.
So let's look up top because it is slightly different than the Z9.
So bean hopper back here. We have the water tank that's a little smaller. And again, all these machines take filters that would go right in here. But still lifts off the side, so you don't need the clearance overhead to get it out of there. The bypass toaster, and again, it's going to think I want to make one. So pre-ground coffee into here. And you can see how the screen tells you kind of, hey, put your pre-ground coffee in there. I'm not going to do that. Momentarily, it's going to tell me there's not enough pre-ground in there to make a coffee. It'll just reset. Then over on the other side, we have a spout that replaces the milk frothing spout for dispensing hot water, our little scoop, and for adjusting our grind right here. Again, the displays kind of tell you everything that's going on. So if I pull out our drip tray and drag box here, it lets us know. So there's our used coffee pucks.
Yep.
And so we take this to the sink and just dump that out. And it's got the sensors in here. You can see little metal things. It senses when it's full, and it'll tell you to empty that. Very similar setup on the Z9 here with that. Let's take a look though at because things are a little different over here on the Delonghi. Just get this out of the way. So we're going to take out our drip tray. So you got a door opens it here. A brew group removes out of here. It gets rinsed. On the Juras, there's no removable brew group. You use some cleaning tablets to take care of that. But so there's our drag box with our used coffee and our drip tray, all metal here. And again, just like on the Juras, it tells you when things are out. Water in this one, little smaller. It does come with a filter, just like the Juras. Would go right in here, but this is 48 ounces, which is a lot smaller than on the Juras. But it is nice to have that front access.
So let's talk about like the key differences. You know, with the Delonghi, you're going to get that second carafe dedicated to hot chocolate.
Yeah, if you like the hot chocolate.
Yeah, that's a good machine for you. It also has a auto frothing wand that attaches to it, where the Juras do not. They just use the cool control milk container. The active cup warmer on top of the Delonghi, but the Juras, you know, their programmability is a little more extensive.
So you can have 6 users on the Delonghi and program basically 4 things for each user. Those 3 milk-based drinks and then the My Coffee. Now the Juras are not multi-user machines, but you can program every drink for strength, temperature, amount of coffee, amount of milk, and the milk-based drinks, the intervals, and that kind of thing. So I really do like the programming on the Juras, and it's so much easier than a lot of the super automatics that you see.
Yeah.
It's very straightforward.
And the style's very different as well. So.
Yeah, more the square thing happening here, but you do have the stainless all around and that cup warming. You know, more plastic here, although the carbon fiber and the glass here on the J95 is really nice.
And the size, of course.
And the size. You don't have to worry about the overhanging cabinets at 18 inches at all. On the Delonghi, maybe.
Yep.
So anyway, that's a few of the higher end super automatic machines that we have available at Whole Latte Love, right, Morgan?
That's right. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Hey, why not subscribe now for easy free access to more videos on everything coffee, brought to you by WholeLatteLove.com.